What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into Dark Crisis Warzone as our heroes battle for the fate of everything. We are taken down to the ground level where the battles are happening out front the Hall of Justice. This is where the final confrontation is going down, from Raven versus the Spectre, from the Green Lanterns versus the Dark Army. This comic is going to include multiple different stories following throughout the entirety of what is going on, with a ton of names attached to this, like Adams, Dawson, Rosenberg, Williams, Ryan, so many names, so many artists. This is really filling in the gaps of the battle before we have the final issue. Now, make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up right outside the Hall of Justice. Every hero that can be found, they have come here. They have come to battle Deathstroke and the Dark Army. And amidst all the chaos, all of the destruction, we have Iris West doing her best to get the most amount of coverage, like any good reporter would. She is being told it is time to sign off and get out of there, that the situation has become far too dangerous. So much chaos, so much going on across the globe, with Iris getting ready to just be smashed to a bit. That is when we have the arrival of a speedster. That speedster being none other than Linda, with her newfound abilities, more than likely due to her pregnancy. She comes in, she grabs Iris, and gets her out of the way of danger. As her and Iris, they have a quick chat, really catching up on everything that has been going on. Probably the worst time to have this conversation, considering what's going on around them. But they make their way inside the Hall of Justice, getting downstairs into the secret bunker. This is where the weapons are. As they come back up to the surface, armored up and ready to go, the two children that they had saved a little earlier on, wearing some Batman helmets, wearing some bulletproof vests. The goal is to get these kids to safety, and so they cut a path through all of these villains. Using the cannons, Linda using her speedster abilities, they are able to break through the line. They are able to get these kids to safety, and that is when the arrival of the Justice League is upon us. That is what takes us over to our next story. This story is highlighting Jim Corrigan, the man that was once upon a time the Spectre. He was currently making his way to vacation. Those plans got thrown off to the side because of what is happening currently. With Dark Crisis currently ongoing, Jim is trying to make his way through all of this. When he looks up to the sky, what he sees is Raven versus the Spectre, looking as if hell has come down on Earth. The area of hell and heaven, this is his area of expertise, because once upon a time he shared a body with the Spectre, but since they have been separated, the Spectre isn't himself. He doesn't appear to be on the side of angels any longer. As he sits here and he battles with Raven, she can surely attest to this. While Raven is relatively holding her own, we are talking about the wrath of God. While Jim observes this battle currently ongoing, he can't help but recognize the Spectre seems to be enjoying himself, enjoying all the cruelty. That is not the Spectre that he knows. That is why he is here, hoping that maybe he can make a difference. That if he can bond with the Spectre again, this will ground him and bring him back to reality. It will break the chains away from him, and it will free him from the grasp of Pariah. And so with Jim going in trying to bond, it is much easier said than done. Whatever Pariah has done to him, it is deep within inside of him. He is resisting with everything he can. Not sure if he is going to be able to overtake the Spectre. Even if he is unable to do so, that gives Raven the opportunity to chain him down, with the Spectre being constricted to the ground. This fight is currently over because Jim has bonded with the Spectre. This is where the real fight begins. The fight between Jim and the Spectre. And this is only the beginning. That is what takes us to the Green Lantern Corps. From Hal Jordan to Guy Gardner, our heroes are doing their best to fight off the forces of evil. But they have the endless army of pure darkness that is descending down on top of them. Hal Jordan telling Guy Gardner that he needs to take the rest of the lanterns and they need to go face off against that. With Hal Jordan focusing all of his energy now on Deathstroke, who has taken the place of Pariah. With Joe and Guy Gardner heading up into the sky, they go to face off against the darkness that is now descending on top of them as they do their best to hold the line. At first, we see that Joe, she wants to retreat, believing that they are outnumbered, believing that there are too many of them, that they are going to lose people, that they have to fall back and they have to collect from below. This is when Guy Gardner lets it be known that they can all leave, but he is going to stay. He is going to fight, even if that means his death. And then out of nowhere, we see Lantern Joe. She starts commanding all the lanterns around her, saying that Guy Gardner is right, that they have to form a wall, that this battle is all that matters, to do their job and to do it to the best of their ability. As she goes on giving this grand speech, mind you, she was just ready to give up and retreat, but she gives some Braveheart type speech and all the lanterns rally. They fight with the best of their ability, with Guy Gardner almost falling in this battle, Lantern Joe coming in to save him in the nick of time. The lanterns have held off this advance. The darkness is falling back, with Guy Gardner letting it be known to let them retreat. Let them go off, do what they have to do. We can catch our breath, we can lick our wounds, we can prepare for what is about to come. And that is what takes us to our final story. Damian Wayne and Red Canary, they have returned from their mission that we saw in Dark Crisis, the Dark Army one-shot. As they jump right into this battle, we see Red Canary. She is going toe-to-toe with a were-hyena, but we can tell that Red Canary, she has no experience in combat. She doesn't know what she is doing. She is far above her league, with Damian letting her know that she needs to get out of here. There is a bus over to the side that she needs to go hide in, because right now on this battlefield, she is nothing more than a liability. With Superman falling out of the sky, even he is getting his butt kicked. At this point, Red Canary, she does understand. She sees that she's out of her league and she needs to go into hiding. Going into this bus, she hides out. She stays low. She observes the battle that is going on, not recognizing that Dollmaker is right behind her. Lucky for her, that is where we have the arrival of Canary, with Red Canary being a little starstruck. This is her idol. This is everything that she wanted to be, with Canary letting her know that we probably need to get out of this bus. Right now, this entire place is a battlefield, which means this bus could very easily be used as a weapon at any point in time. With Canary asking what Red Canary's superpowers are, she lets it be known that there really isn't any superpowers. But the two of them, they go out and they start fighting together, side by side. Then we have the arrival of Spoiler, with Canary asking Red Canary how long she has been in action. She says it all started after she saw one of Canary's shows. She saw her band the last time they were in Seattle, saying that the song was transformative for her, that she had felt like that her whole life, like there was somewhere that she belonged. And then Canary died. This is what gave her the courage to become Red Canary, as they fight off beasts of all kinds. The only reason that Red Canary is even standing in this fight is because Canary and Spoiler are there by her side. And she's going on to say that she's started all of this because when she was trying to buy a guitar at the music store, a guy came in with a gun and she hit him with a guitar. That is how Red Canary was born. And that is the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. For me personally, the only good story was the Raven and Spectre story. All of the other stories were absolute garbage. Now, I have tried with all of my effort to give Dark Crisis the benefit of the doubt, to give it the opportunity to become something more. But if we go back to the very first story in this comic, we have Iris and Linda. Now, Linda being there, it makes sense. Iris being there, it makes sense. She is a reporter. Linda now has speedster abilities. What doesn't make sense is both Linda and Iris going down to the armory, grabbing weapons, and then trying to escape with these children. Linda is a speedster, which means she can grab these children and be out of here in less than a second. The fact that they kept Iris around to fight this fight, it only goes to show how ridiculous this story is. When you have heavy hitters like Doomsday, like Darkseid, and then you have Linda coming up with an arm cannon. These are people that would be wiped out on this battlefield instantaneously. And then you have the story of the Green Lanterns. How Guy Garner is taking full charge of this assault. He has taken the lanterns that he has with him. Even when Joe wants to retreat, he stays and he fights. And somehow this motivates her to become bigger and better and take command. It makes absolutely no sense. One second you're ready to retreat, the next second you're trying to give us a Braveheart speech. No part of that is believable. And then Red Canary. You know, I'm willing to see this character throughout her really gestation stage, to see what she is going to be on the other side of all of this. But if you're going to tell me that her only training to be a superhero is her hitting a guy with a guitar, then I have to ask, what the heck are you writing? Why is she in Dark Crisis at all? There is no reason for her to be here, having no idea what she is doing. The only good writing is them having Damian let her know that she is a liability. I would have been on board with Red Canary if this story had been outside of this entire multiversal event where the worlds, the universes, the multiverses heaviest hitters, the heaviest hitters, are now coming down on our heroes. And you have Red Canary, who has hit a dude with a guitar once, so she thinks she has what it takes to be on this battlefield. And don't get me wrong, throughout this she has her little doubts, but then Canary comes along and gives her the inspiration to go out and keep fighting. There's just so many unrealistic aspects of all of this. None of it I find believable, none of it I find logical. At this point, I am so ready for Dark Crisis to end. I just want it to be over with at this point so we can stop covering it. And with how bad Dark Crisis is turning out, we are jumping right into another event afterwards, which is Lazarus Planet. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a little excited to see that fully play out, especially with everything that has been going on with Robin, so on and so forth. But with how bad Dark Crisis has been, honestly, there is not many DC comic books that I am even looking forward to. I feel like lately they have been flopping hard. Some of the great stuff that they have, it is only Elseworld stories, and it is taking I think they're coming out like every other month at this point. I am still waiting here for more Dark Knights of Steel, arguably probably one of the best ongoing comics that is coming out of DC Comics, and they have set that to the side for Dark Crisis and Lazarus Planet. You know, I've been a DC fan most of my life, but man, are they making it hard to continue to buy their comics. But let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything going on with Dark Crisis, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It is gonna get you completely caught up on everything happening with this event. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having 5 different tiers tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to getting free comics every single month. Not only does this help out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you are unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.